We'll turn attention to Manchester City winger Jack Grealish, who has been approached by Everton over a possible loan move this summer. Former Aston Villa striker Gabby Agbonlahor was on Drive last week, and he said that swapping Manchester for Merseyside could be a good move for the Englishman.
He should look at it as it's a World Cup year. Can I go on loan somewhere where the team's going to play to my strengths? That's what I'll be saying if I was him. Is David Moyes going to create a squad of players who've got an exciting player, NDI, on the left-hand side, a team where I'm going to play in that number 10 position or on the left, and I'm going to enjoy my football, I'm going to get my goals and assists. And then you look at the end of next year, still have a year left in Manchester City, and say, does that open the door for a bigger move?
Gabby talking to Ghostin on Drive last week, and it's a topic of conversation. Clearly, he was surplus to requirements when Pep decided not to take him to the Club World Cup. He left him back in England. That clearly he's got to find a new club. But what I found interesting, Matt just said that in the news, Bayo, that Manchester City want whoever he goes out on loan to pay pretty much the whole of his wages.
Yeah,
I don't know how they can expect that to happen.
That can't be true.
I don't know how they have to.
It just limits.
There's only so many clubs in the world that can afford that.
So that must mean they don't want him to go.
I don't know.
You can't. It can't unless they're trying to have a negotiation stance.
Yeah.
So they can try and get as much.
Yeah.
So that's their negotiation, because who's going to be able to afford 300,000? I think that's one big reason why clubs couldn't afford to pay a fee for him, because of what he's on. So that whole 300,000, listen, I can't see, if it's talking to Everton, and again, I don't know how, but I can't see Everton paying 300,000 for Jack Grealish on loan.
No,
I just
there
really
aren't
can't
many
see it happening
in the world that can do that. But it is a big summer for a lot of English boys. Well, in fact, every single international, I don't want to say English, but every single international player going into the season, because it is a World Cup year.
Yep.
Rashford's gone out to Barcelona to try and reignite his career. Done all right at Villa. I don't think it was brilliant, but done all right.
Yeah.
Jack Grealish is one of these boys that he will feel, and rightly so, that he's got a chance of being on that journey with Thomas Tuchel. But that left hand side, it's not like on the right. It feels a bit different. You know, it seems there's more competition. It feels out on that right hand side.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think the right Saka. I think that we know that, and nobody's really grabbed the left-handed side. Nobody's grabbed it. So that's the point where, for me, I think Jack. And I say Jack, I think Jack needs to go out and just play.
Yeah.
You know, he needs to go out and play, get his love back for football. And I think that's what Rashford did at Aston Villa. He went back and I think it was such, of course, it's Barcelona. So, but go out and play. Go play football. And it's that whole loan, I think, is ideal. And what Gabby said, look, go there and go and be arguably the big fish in the small pond. Go out there, enjoy it, let it fall on your shoulders, take the pressure, and see where it leads. I think he needs to go out there and listen. If Jack Grealish does turn up and gets back to his best, I guess early City and definitely Aston Villa, Jack Grealish, then brother, it can only be a great thing for England coming to the World Cup.
Totally agree. Any thoughts on that? 03717223344. Maybe Spurs as well. James Maddison, of course, picked up that dreadful injury. That almost probably counts him out for the World Cup. It's a huge amount of the season he's going to miss. I feel desperately sorry for the boy. Let's go and speak to Dylan now. We're talking Newcastle still. As a Newcastle fan, Dylan, good evening.
All right, mate. Good evening.
How you doing, bud? Okay,
bro.
Aye, good, mate. I'd just like to say it's an honour as well to be speaking to Akinfenwa, because 10 years ago, I'm 22 now, so I used to be playing FIFA 10 years ago, and Barbo, Akinfenwa, if you said it was in 10 years' time you'll be speaking to him on the radio, I wouldn't believe it, because we always used to buy the top players. He used to be worth 300-400k on FIFA.
So what was he like? So tell me about this. I've heard this before, right? So you tell me.
I'm sorry,
right?
Dylan. Let me just say, the way JC's looking at me.
No.
He's looking at me. Dylan, just tell him. Just tell, because he's looking at me like.
I've heard about this, mate. No, I've heard about this. So what was he like in your team?
No, because I've spoken to some legends on talkSPORT, right? I've been on the sports bar a few times, right? But in terms of being because I say I'm only 22, right? And FIFA was a big part of me growing up, right? And Akinfenwa in the game was the biggest. He'd be worth millions, worth more than Messi.
That was a problem in the game. Not in real life. Not in real life. But in real life, I tell the kids that. Hey, Dylan, don't jump on that. Don't jump on that. Yeah, keep backing me.
But anyways, But anyways, mate, I was just going to say what you were on about Newcastle before. I think you were absolutely spot on. The lads that you had on before, that Dave, the Scottish lad, I don't know what team you support, but in that lad from Huddersfield, yeah, well, he was Scottish and anyway, but they were talking absolutely rubbish, mate, right? Newcastle is organically, what Eddie Howe has done, right? He's bought, what he's done to Eddie Murphy, no, not Eddie Murphy, Jacob Murphy.
Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy's funny, though.
They're trading places.
He's funny, though.
Yeah, no, Jacob, Jacob Murphy. No, Joe Linton, mate, as well. Joe Linton, what he's done, Eddie Howe, right? In my opinion, apart from Guardiola, he's probably the best manager in the league. He turns average players into world beaters, right? And if Isaac goes to Liverpool, I'm not really bothered because I trust Eddie, and I believe that he'll get somebody in that can replace Isaac and do just as good of a job, because I think he's a top-class manager, and I'm just looking forward to the league. And I think if Isaac stays, he doesn't look like one of them one of them players who's going to like down tools. I think he'll still play like the best he can, you know.
How would Newcastle fans take to him if he stays? How would the Newcastle fans take to him?
Mate, I don't care if he's... mate, he won us the League Cup. He won us the League Cup, right? In my opinion, right, it doesn't make a difference if he leaves or goes. I make no difference. Like, any player who's wearing a Newcastle shirt, I'm supporting them. Okay. But I'm in the minority saying that. But, if he goes to Liverpool, I wish him all the best, but I hope he stays. But like I say, if he goes, I think we'll get a good replacement because the recruitment, I can't think of one bad signing Eddie Howe's made.
Eddie Murphy, maybe? Dylan, I've got to say, I can't get over that moment. I'm not listening to a word you said there because I was laughing too much. Do you know what? You know you're on Clips of the Week on Friday, don't you? You know that? There's no way you're getting away with that one.
Mate, I hope I'm on Clips of the Week so I can show me mates.
Oh, God, you tell him. He did it on purpose. He said, what? Eddie Murphy. My delirious.
Aye. The beast Akinfenwa, man. I'm buzzing this particular, man.
Aye, blessings, brother. Aye, blessings.
Dylan, listen, you're a good lad, good sport. It's getting clipped up.
Bit, man. Good night, mate. God bless.
Keep listening, mate, because we'll play that out again and say. So,
I will, mate.
Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy. Would you say delirious? That was his stand-up, wasn't it?
That was his stand-up.
His stand-up.
Eddie Murphy was the king, man. He's the king.
Yeah, and you can't believe Eddie Murphy's playing for Newcastle. What shot? Hey, they can't sign any other players, right? They got Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Do you know what happened? He'll end up signing for Man United.
That's bad. You're bad. You're a troll, you.
Eddie Murphy signed for Man United.
Oh,
you couldn't make it up.
Fair. Do you know the thing is, though, what Dylan was saying? I think Eddie Howe. I think there was a time when I think Gordon was trying to strop, and he made him train with the under-23s and got him back. I think Eddie Howe. I think he's right.
It's proved what a good manager he is, right?
Yeah,
it's been a tough window for them, and they will be disappointed they've not been able to get the players in they want. There's no doubt about that. But he's proven what a good manager is. But the window's still open. It's not shut yet. There's still time.
So if they sell Isak for 150 million, they can then, of course, go use that.
Yeah.
To go and
the problem going to have though, there's going to be this tax, isn't there? So everyone's going to go, hold on, you lot, you just see what you lot
big money. Yeah. So that money goes on somebody who's not really worth 100 million, but
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, but Eddie Murphy. Boy, if you go get 100 million for Eddie Murphy, I'll be coming to watch you play ball. I'll tell you that. Nah, man. I'll come up Newcastle for Eddie Murphy.
Dylan, just wait there, mate. That'll be clipped up. Don't worry. No doubt about it. Clips of the Week will be all over that. I believe they're doing it now. The guys behind the glass.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.